Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understanding.
Welcome back to Podcast with Sheila, the space where we share inspiring real-life experiences and lessons that stay with us long after the stories end. Recently, we've added a little twist. While I go about everyday tasks like cooking, I will be weaving in stories that remind us of the beauty, complexity, and fragility of life. Today, as I prepare this warm, comforting banana cake, I'm reminded of a story about a woman who, much like this cake, carried layers of flavor, warmth, and depth, yet also endured her share of heat, pressure, and strain. Her name was Ross, and her life holds lessons for us all. Ross's story begins with what many would call a fresh start. After her first marriage ended, she found love again and started a new family. She had 2 children from her first marriage and 2 more with her second husband. To the outside world, Ross was a picture of resilience, a woman who had weathered the storms and come out stronger. But beneath the surface, things were far more complicated. Like many blended families, Ross was marked by unspoken pain, resentments, and misunderstandings. Her older children felt abandoned, blaming her for decisions they didn't fully understand. They drifted away, and no matter how much Ross tried to reach out, the gap only widened. At the same time, Ross poured all her energy into her younger children, trying to make sure they had the stability and love she felt she had failed to provide her first 2 children. She worked tirelessly, sacrificing her own needs and health to ensure her family was taken care of. But even the strongest hearts have their limits. As the years went on, Ross's pain began to show. She smiled less. Her shoulders slumped under the weight of carrying too much for too long. She hardly ever complained. Moms rarely do, but those closest to her could see the toll it was taking. Her husband, though loving, didn't understand the depth of her struggles. Friends urged her to take time for herself, to rest, to heal. But Ross would shake her head and say, "There's no time. I'll rest when everything's sorted." Of course, as we all know, life doesn't wait for us to catch up. The more Ross ignored her own needs, the more they screamed for attention in the forms of sleepless nights, chronic fatigue, and eventually more serious health issues. Then came an unexpected blessing. Out of the blue, Ross's older children reached out. They wanted to visit, to reconnect after years of silence. For Ross, it was as if a part of her heart she thought she had lost forever had been returned. The days leading up to their visit were a whirlwind of preparation. She cleaned the house from top to bottom, cooked all their favorite meals, and dug out old photo albums to share memories. When they finally arrived, it was as if time had stood still. They laughed over silly childhood memories, shared stories of their lives, and for the first time in years, Ross felt whole. It wasn't perfect. There were still unresolved issues, lingering tensions, but for Ross, it was enough. That day, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't known in years. She told a friend later, "If I die tomorrow, at least I will know they still love me." Not long after that reunion, Ross's health took a sudden turn. She fell seriously ill, her body no longer able to carry the weight of years of stress and neglect. Her family rallied around her, doing everything they could to help, but the damage had already been done. In her final weeks, Ross's strength amazed everyone. She continued to smile, to laugh, to show love, even as her body grew weaker. She told her children, "I want you to live your lives without regret. Forgive, love, and take care of yourselves. Don't make the mistakes I made." When Ross passed away, her family was left to pick up the pieces. Her younger children struggled to understand why their mom was gone, while her older ones wrestled with guilt and the pain of lost time. Both sides of the family grieved, but the gap Ross had tried so hard to bridge remained. Lessons to be learned. Ross's story isn't just one of heartbreak. It's a wake-up call. It's a reminder that while love and sacrifice are part of being a mom, they should never come at the expense of your own well-being. Her life teaches us the importance of prioritizing ourselves, of setting boundaries, and of seeking joy and rest in the midst of life's chaos. Because the truth is, if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone else. There is also a lesson of forgiveness. Don't wait until it's too late to mend broken relationships. Speak the words that need to be said. Share the love that's in your heart, and never let pride keep you from making things right. If Ross's story has resonated with you, share this video with someone who might need to hear it. And as we step into 2025, let's commit to living differently. Let's love fiercely, forgive freely, and most importantly, take care of ourselves. Subscribe to Podcast with Sheila, where we are weaving real life stories into everyday moments. Whether it's cooking a meal, cleaning the house, or simply taking a moment to breathe, there is beauty and inspiration to be found in the ordinary. Here's to the year of health, happiness, and healing. At this point, my moist, delicious-looking banana cake is ready, and I can't wait to have a bite of it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay blessed. Bye.